doing the impossible and delivering the impossible outcome defines success for me. Impossible is only an opinion. I look at neurosurgery as an art, and to be able to have the privilege to participate in advancing the art to a new level is truly a blessing that I do not take for granted, Mary.
Welcome to the great work of your life, a Revealing Genius interview series. I am delighted to introduce Dr. Aaron Cohen-Godal, a neurosurgeon. Dr. Cohen has made it his life's work to meticulously study and advance the art of brain surgery. He's known for taking on the most difficult surgical cases. His surgical philosophy focuses on efficient and minimally invasive surgery. His signature has been serving as the founder and CEO of the Atlas enterprise and its flagship organization, the Neurosurgical Atlas, which is known as the Bible of neurosurgery. And every product in the Atlas enterprise family pushes the boundaries of how surgeons prepare, perform, and collaborate. His work is breathtaking, and you can see it at www.neurosurgicalatlas.com. I feel very lucky to have this time with you. Welcome, Dr. Cohen.
Thank you, Mary. Really appreciate your time today and look forward to our interview.
Dr. Cohen, I've gotten to know you a little bit. You are a person who has the most energy. What gives you that energy?
I have made it my life's work to meticulously study and advance the art of brain surgery. For most of my career, I feel I've never gone to work, and this is because the art of neurosurgery or brain surgery has been a passion for me to create a legacy of excellence. This passion for excellence and innovation has been what has given me the energy to do whatever it takes to provide my patients with surgical outcomes never possible before. Authentic empathy, uncompromising technical excellence, and pushing the boundaries of what is possible have been the three most important pillars for me to make who I am today. So I'm hoping in this interview we can explore all of those more. Go ahead, please.
You do this because you want to. It's a passion. So what drains your energy?
This is a good question. There are times that I do not only the best I can, but the best anyone can, and still unfortunately left with less than a desirable outcome. Those are the moments that stick with me the most and that one can never forget. These moments keep me up at night. Thankfully, these moments are rare. I have taken these moments and these less than desirable results and have learned wholeheartedly from them. I tackle very difficult brain tumors and have very high expectations from myself to deliver the best results possible. Vince Lombardi mentioned that the perfection is not attainable, but if you chase perfection, you catch excellence. This has been the important doctrine for me, and ultimately creativity and innovation have carried my career along, but such activities are not without risks. The risk of failure drains my energy. Ultimately, there are three groups of people. There are those who make things happen. There are those who, many more that watch things happen. And ultimately, there are a majority of those who wonder what happened. And I've really worked hard in my life to be in the first group, Mary.
What do you love the most about your work? Folks have described you as a virtuoso, which is really interesting.
Mary, thank you for the kind comments. It's truly been a blessing for me to do what I do as a privilege, and I don't take it for granted. Pushing the boundaries and the quest for being the best is what I've enjoyed the most. I truly have loved the art of neurosurgery and the challenge it offers to be the best, and then even compete with myself to do any surgery better than the last one. I believe surgeons are like athletes, like Michael Jordan's, or Michael Phelps, who truly enjoy the pains and challenges of reaching the peak of their career. I have very much welcomed the challenge and have sincerely enjoyed the journey, as I said before. I look at neurosurgery as an art and not just as a surgery, and to be able to have the privilege to participate in advancing the art to a new level is truly a blessing, again, that I do not take for granted, Mary.
What do you like the least about your work?
Yeah, healthcare in this country has been very different the past few decades. The bureaucracy of healthcare system and the loss of autonomy for surgeons and physicians to directly lead the care of their patients have been two most important factors that have really affected my and our abilities to innovate and solve problems. I think these are the challenges that unfortunately seem to even get worse, but we have to keep our eye on the road and remember that the interest of the patient is the most important interest.
Was there a moment? When did you realize that you knew what the great work of your life would be?
I've always enjoyed competition, Mary, and the technical aspect of surgery also have very much interested me. I knew I liked to do something in surgery because I wanted to be able to directly affect the lives of my patients. The impact that the neurosurgeon can make is immense, and the opportunity for the surgeon to advance his art to make a huge difference is phenomenal. These factors were very attractive to me. I remember watching a brain surgery as a third-year medical student and truly witnessed the potential for advancing the field immediately. And this experience was truly transformational in my decision to do what I do today.
Did you ever have doubts about the great work of your life? And can you give us an example, perhaps?
I think everyone or most people at some point have, and me too, yes, I have. When I was training, specifically during the first year of my surgical residency, I was not satisfied with my performance. I even doubted if I can become the great neurosurgeon that I want to be. At the time, this experience was so disheartening, but it also was one of the most impressive and unforgettable experiences of my life because it really strengthened my resolve and passion to push the boundaries. So no matter how great the results of my surgery, I have never become complacent, and I have put my guard down. This principle has differentiated me from many others in the field, and I always have tried to do better and better and better no matter what, and no matter what it takes.
How do you define success?
Yeah, that's a very difficult one. Everyone has their own definition, Mary. As I define success in my profession as the ability to achieve the best result for my patients based not me doing the best I can, but by doing the best anyone can. I define success by relieving my patients' suffering during the most critical crises of their lives, such as when they're diagnosed with a brain tumor and during the process of treatment. The satisfaction that I draw from changing the lives of my patients are incredible and cannot be described by words alone. Furthermore, defining new surgical approaches that will affect the lives of not only my patients, but many others through the hands of many other surgeons are also monumental achievements that I admire. Doing the impossible and delivering the impossible outcome defines success for me. I think the last statement is critical. Can you take on something that is determined to be impossible, to transform a life, to make it happen, and to really deliver the impossible outcome in a positive way is really something very special that gives me all the energy, all the power to push forward. I really admire people who do that, to really take on things never been done before, make a huge difference, and create a legacy of excellence and innovation that would stay after they're gone. Those are so important.
Dr. Cohen, if you had to do it all over again, what would that look like and why?
You know, life is not all about career. There are many elements to our life, and so one has to go outside of just a profession and career and think about it, especially when the profession is your life. And so I wish I could own my current level of technical expertise when I was younger, and then I would have been able to affect many more lives. I wish I could have spent more time with my family. The work-life balance is very challenging, and at times more challenging than brain surgery itself. I do not consider neurosurgery a job, but a calling, and this perspective can really affect every element of life. And so if I could do it again, I say I wish I could get to this level where I am today faster. I would have been able to do more things, be able to spend time with my family more. But again, all of these are balances and challenges, and you can't do everything at once. So life is a learning experience for everyone, including myself.
What's your superpower? Where have you spent 10,000 hours honing your superpower? I think we know the answer, but we want to hear it in your words.
Right. I appreciate that question, Mary. I recently completed my 7,000th brain tumor complex operation. I've spent more than 10,000 hours reviewing every one of my surgical videos. That's very unique to me as a self-reflection method, and do better next time. This review of the videos, this self-reflection process, involved in reviewing my surgical techniques after the fact, has been one of the most instructive and rewarding experiences in my career. The result of this decade-long reflection and refinement was the birth of the Neurosurgical Atlas, which is considered the ultimate source of cranial surgery in the world. So I think this process of self-reflection, always remaining focused on how you can do better, no matter how good you're doing, being able to go back, review every surgery, every detail, and keeping your eyes on the road, that really, no matter how good you are, you can do better next time. I think that self-reflection has been extremely instrumental in my progress and success, Mary.
Is there anything you wish you were better at, Dr. Cohen?
Yeah, there are many things I wish I was better at. I wish I was better at work-life balance, as I just discussed. I wish I could be better at basketball. I love basketball. Most importantly, the pursuit of uncompromising excellence has some cost, and balancing this pursuit against the shortcomings of the system within which we and I work can be very difficult. But really having better social skills, better leadership skills, I think those are elements that I always strive to do better. I've spent a long time focusing how we can be a better leader, better communicator, better colleague, and I think there's always room for potential growth there.
What do you know about yourself to be absolutely true?
Yeah, I know there are certain things that I very much stick with. There's some principles that are extremely important to me, Mary. Being a great father, a great husband, a reliable colleague, also a dedicated, innovative, and committed neurosurgeon, really committed to excellence. These are elements that really define who I am. I really want to be that best captain in the operating room after being a great father, great husband, a great friend, a great colleague. I think first you have to be a great human being, and then you have to be a great surgeon to be able to serve your patients effectively.
What would people be surprised to know about you, Dr. Cohen?
Yeah, I've always wanted to, in fact, become a veterinarian. Love animals, I love taking care of them. In fact, I volunteer to do therapeutic brain surgery on dogs. I'm one of the very few surgeons in the country that actually does complex brain surgery on dogs therapeutically. Dogs are man's best friend. I truly believe in that. And I've really driven a lot of enjoyment from that. It's really to be able to give to these animals and to be able to take care of them and how much they appreciate is tremendous. The satisfaction I draw from that is tremendous.
What is your favorite quote and or motto, and why?
My motto has always been that impossible is only an opinion and not a fact in surgery. There have been many times I have been caught or stuck in a critical moment in surgery that were considered impossible to deal with, and some surgeons may have said that, there's nothing to do. The poor outcome is inevitable. In many of these moments, I have been told that I acted as a brave soldier and have been lucky to deliver the very desirable outcome that seems impossible or improbable. So I do believe in my faith in God and my perseverance, and those two have been instrumental in my success and defining who I am today. So I think having the faith, really pushing the boundaries, pushing yourself, being very thoughtful about it, and knowing that truly impossible is only an opinion, really has all these elements have allowed me to do many things that I myself personally previously thought were impossible.
And one final note, if I may, I had the pleasure just recently of reading a book that was dedicated to you, written by one of your patients and their family. It's called An Everyday Miracle. And the subtitle is Serious Grace During Serious Illness. It's a very compelling story. I personally think it should be made into a movie. It was about a young man who had an AVM, arteriovenous malformation. And thanks to you, he made a full recovery. And in the book, Tricia Osting, the author, says that you said that impossible is only an option. There's other options, and you helps them through that. That book is available on Amazon, An Everyday Miracle. It's really good. Dr. Cohen, thank you so much for spending the time here today. This was an amazing interview.
Thank you, Mary. I want to really thank you today for your time, and I want to close this interview by saying that my true heroes have been my patients, some of my family members, my colleagues, those who, with a diagnosis of brain tumor, have truly overcome impossible challenges, have fought through it. These patients have been an inspiration to me, a role model to me, and really drive me every day to do better for them. Serving my patients suffering from brain tumors has been a true blessing of God and a privilege that I do not take for granted.